Hello everybody and welcome back once again to Let's Play Baldur's Gate 2, the Enhanced Edition. Okay, so here we are, outside a room that may well have belonged to Irenicus's former love, concubine, who knows. But apparently, according to the Dryads, in here could well be a key that may activate the portals that we've seen. So, let's take a look, shall we? Although we have been warned that this room does have protections. So sending forth
what do you want?
Our master thief to check it out. Godan peers into the room ahead. It looks similar to the living quarters they were just in, and no doubt, like that room, it would be filled with all manner of traps and snares. He glances at Imowen, who knows just what she needs to do. As she crosses the threshold, a piercing alarm rings out.
What is this place? It's beautiful. Oh. There is simply no way that this space belongs to the same person that owns those horrible glass containers.
Okay, so Imowen has stepped through the threshold, has set off some kind of an alarm, and now she's commenting upon how beautiful the room is. I mean, now's not the time to comment on such things, but... yes, well, it's obviously his, if it's in his dungeon, or, well, somebody that's close to him, perhaps. No, it can't be. Not the person I know. This bed, that table, I know of them. He would speak of them while he... It's for a lost love, kept in perfect condition. She despises him. This is his monument to her. He spoke of all this, but his voice was cold. No emotion at all, not even remembered. He spoke of these things even while he cut, and the spells that wove through my brain, cold, ugly things. Yes, trying to calm her down here. It still hurts. His sick fingers are still in my head, doing whatever it was he started. I see blood and death behind my eyes. Irenicus, this room. If he could care for anything, he would care for this room, above the lives of all of us. It makes me sick. I feel so much hate. I would burn this place, but it is nothing. Even as it means so much, it is nothing. Let's do what we must and get out of this place. It's making me sick. Well, all the one delaying here, my dear, Godan thinking.
Name it.
Chattering away, you should be, doing what you do best.
Good to go.
Disarming the traps and bringing back the loot and plunder. It has not gone unnoticed, but Imowen is somehow different. Godan does not know what manner of experimentation she has been exposed to, but it has obviously had a seriously detrimental effect to her well-being. What also has not gone unnoticed by Godan is that Imowen periodically and probably subconsciously keeps tugging at a rather strange belt. If it's causing her such discomfort, why doesn't she simply remove it? Godan will speak to her about it later. As Imowen grabs some loose scrolls from the table and continues to disarm several traps in the room, the sounds of heavy footsteps can be heard behind them, along with a shriek from the Dryads. What the hell is happening here? Right, we have two lesser clay golems here. Hostile and obviously here to protect the room that we've just entered. Well,
yes.
Let's just get ourselves into position here. See if we can clog them up in the door, perhaps. Right, it is worth noting that these are lesser clay golems, so I'm not quite so sure what protections they have. I know the full-blown clay golems are a bit of a pain to hit, and I think they're magic resistant as well.
What is my task?
But the lesser version's not too sure. Okay, so Jaheira has hit it. That's a good start.
You point, I punch.
On my honor.
Godan taking one, Minsk taking the other, and hopefully we can do the business here.
Go for the eyes.
Whoa! Where's he
Go
going?
for the eyes. Yeah.
Where's he going? What's he looking at? And why is he attacking my back line? Oh my
Swords,
god!
not words.
Minsk is in a spot of trouble here.
I am ready.
Okay, so Godan is hitting one of them. I think we're gonna have to. This is. Oh. Cannot change armor during combat. Right, okay, so she's got her armor on. Can't cast haste now. Okay, so one lesser clay golem is badly injured.
Something up?
There's nothing we can do here in terms of spells.
Speak your mind.
I think Godan is going to pop a oil of speed here. Right, okay.
Nature's servant awaits.
So we'll have these two assisting Minsk with his golem, who is currently uninjured. Godan is taking care of his
What is
own
my task?
very effectively. Okay, Godan has killed his.
On my honor.
Probably thinking, what the hell is all the fuss about, and why is yours looking like it doesn't have a scratch on it? Do I have to do everything myself?
Solid hit.
Ooh.
Boo is too young to have to avenge me.
20 slashing damage and gone. Phew. I think Godan has to hold his hands up there. I think he was the one that got the party out of the mire on this occasion. Bragging rights, as always. Having defeated the Golem Guardians, the group enter the room and face the door so they are better prepared for any more little surprises Irenicus may have lined up.
Yes.
Imoen continues her search of the room. In a chest at the
Time to
foot of the
move.
bed,
Right you
a
are.
highly intricate gold key. Probably the key to unlocking the portals, if the Dryad's information was correct. And in a set of drawers, a pair of braces of defence that proved to be
Yeah,
useless
all right.
to the members of the party, and a pommel jewel. Imoen does not recognise it, but she stares inquisitively as it constantly changes colours, from bright blues and violets to black and shades of grey. The jewel is obviously part of a sword, but one which remains a mystery. Once everyone has finished ransacking the room, Godan announces the party should rest up, taking advantage of this little corner of luxury contained in this hellhole. He commands that one of the group should keep watch at all times to prevent an ambush. Rather unsurprisingly, Minsk volunteers for the first shift.
This place might do no problem at all. Name it. You can count on me.
Right,
What is my task?
we're looking a little bit battered,
Do my best.
a little bit bruised, so I think this is a nice area for us to rest, making use of the comforts of the surroundings. We've killed the guardians, we think, so fingers crossed we can get a decent night's kip here. Well, I say night, it's currently well, it's drawing upon the evening time, although the party have probably lost all track of time, but all they do know is they are battered, bruised, and need to recuperate.
I await your need.
Now I think we do cast spells on rest, but of course we don't know where these spells will be cast. Godan requires the healing here, so we'll do it manually.
honor.
Okay, reloading the quick save. Good job I quick saved it before I rested, right? Don't usually do this kind of thing, but I, slap of the head moment, forgot to re-memorize my spells and reorganize my spells. I was intending to do that before resting. So, yeah, sorry about that. So, yeah, focusing on re-memorizing spells here for both Jaheira and Imoen. Okay, now this is one thing perhaps I should have done off camera before starting today's session. Not quite sure what the benefits of all of these are, but Doom lowers saving throws, saving throws and Thaco. So I think there's no saving throw against this, so that's a instance of that surely. I think there was just one instance of Cure Light Wounds. It's pretty weak now, this level 1 cure spell, given that we are now coming towards the higher level side of things. It doesn't really do much, but just casting it in an emergency could prove critical, so just one instance of it. Bless is always good, so a couple of blesses and an entangle for some crowd control. Looking at the level 2 spells, I mean Barkskin, oops-a-daisy. Base armor class to 6, +1 for every 4th level of the priest. It's not bad. Find traps, we have a thief for that, charming and a person or a mammal. Definitely some kind of poison resist would be good. Good berry. Casting a good berry spell creates 5 magical berries that the caster can carry with him. Each berry restores 1 hit point when eaten. Okay. 1 hit point? Really? Resist fire and cold. 50% reduction to fire and cold damage. Doesn't say that the level affects the effectiveness of this. We'll use one instance of that. What else? Barkskin? Okay, 2 level 3 spells. Now this is where we get loads of different... I mean, it depends on the circumstances that you find yourself in, I suppose. Cure Disease, Invisibility Purge, could be good for facing off against magic. Rigid Thinking, randomly wander, attack the nearest person or stand confused. Bit of a crowd control. Miscast magic we have with Godan's weapon for the moment, so we'll leave that off. Summon insects. I seem to remember this being pretty good. A cloud of normal insects to attack 1 enemy of the caster. Any single creature. And we seem to recall this was pretty good against magic users to interrupt them. Yeah, I think I'm going to use that one. Zone of Sweet Air is good for getting rid of cloud kill and stuff, right? Okay. Hold Animal. Dispel Magic. Godan's got 1 cast of that as well, so we'll leave that. Try Rigid Thinking. Okay, and finally, I think we have to... Death Ward, getting some really decent spells up here. I think we'll go for 1 instance of Cure Wounds for an emergency. But there's, like I said, there's loads of others. Need to take a look at these, probably off camera, and think what's best. Of course, feel free to drop a hint or a comment if you know which ones are definitely the better of the lot. Right, okay, so that's her sorted. Now for Imoen. Style again. Okay, so level 1. Magic Missile scales up. I always like to at least have one cast of that. Identify, probably one cast is enough. Got a couple of scrolls of it as well. Chromatic Orb scales up also quite nicely, so I think we'll go a couple of Chromatic Orbs. Melf's pretty good against magic users. Does a bit of DOT. Mirror Image for defenses. A Stinking Cloud could be useful in the right circumstances. It is pretty deadly given the area that we find ourselves in enclosed spaces. But we'll try that. Web. Not overly fussed for web. Perhaps 2 Melfs. Okay, and Monster Summoning. Always useful. Remove Magic. Could be useful. Dispelling and a Haste. Fireball's pretty useful, but again, dangerous. Could be better than, I mean, Monster Summoning. Yeah, it's always nice having distractions. Minor Globe and improve invisibility, I think. Okay, so that's the spells sorted before resting this time. And what I also want to do now is take a look at the scrolls that we have and seeing which ones that Imoen is going to be allowed to learn. We have Chromatic Orb, we have Fireball. So the ones that are in green are the ones that she doesn't have, I believe. So out of the ones that she doesn't have, we'll just focus on the level 1s and 2s to start with, just to make this a little bit less of a laborious process. Grease. Why not? No alignment. Not overly fussed for that one. We're probably going to end up selling these repeats, all the ones that we don't want. Alex Minor Drain, level 1. Okay. Shield at level 1. Alright. Flame Arrows level 3. Dispel Magic's level 3. And Vocalize is level 2. That is a silence spell? Oh, it's a counter to silence, right? So we'll learn that as well. Dispel Magic level 3. Okay. So trying to learn these spells then. So Grease. Nope. Lalix Minor Drain. Shield. And Vocalize. Okay, so go 2 out of 4. I think she's got a 75% chance to learn. Let's have a look at these. She's got these already, some of these. Burning Hands is an up close and personal spell. We'll leave that. Monster Summoning 1 we already have, and Dire Charm is level 3. So the ones that we're going to sell we'll give to Jaheira. Armor. Identify, we'll keep those to use to identify stuff. No alignment we're not bothered about. Flame Arrow we have, and Clairvoyance is level 3. Right, so these are her level 3 spells. She has that anyway. Dire Charm, Burning Hands, nope. Dispel Magic. No alignment. Monster Summoning, Burning Hands. Right, so we're selling all of these. Potentially. And we'll keep these to learn a little bit later. Right, so spells learned. Books and scrolls organised. Let's try resting again, shall we?
Gotta hand it to you. You sure have some kind of courage to sleep in this place. I would have run screaming a dozen times over if you weren't here.
Okay, so Imoen praising Godan's courage. Of course, we know that he likes this kind of thing. Indeed, rest was required, and we had to take the chance. I guess I shouldn't be used to sleeping with both eyes open. I don't deal with this well. We're alike because of Gorion, but I prefer being in the background. Godan certainly doesn't prefer to be in the background. He likes to be in the foreground. Very much so. Indeed. I prefer to lead, he says. Yeah, you're right. I don't want to spend a second more in this place than I have to. My head still hurts and I keep seeing things in corners and such. We won't be able to just walk away, you know. The guy that captured us, he knows about you. He said something about potential, something about great power. Godan, say we won't look back. I don't care if he can tap the power or access whatever avatar stuff. We've got to get away from all this death. Get away from all this death. Yeah, I agree with that. We have to get away from this place, certainly, Godan thinking, but we ain't leaving this situation behind. If he knows something that we don't and we can utilize his knowledge for our own benefit, then we need to search him out. Yeah. If he's uncovered something, we are going to encourage him to reveal it. Let it go, please. Whoever he is and whatever he can do, above it all, he's a vile bastard that's hurt us both. Come on, I gotta get away from all this death.
Yes?
Maybe we're not a happy bunny, but ultimately... tough cookies, right? Tough cookies. I think... yeah, we're fine. Okay, well, it's taken a little bit longer than I anticipated, but anyway, it is what it is. So, we, Minsky's looking a little bit worse for
Nature's
wear.
servant awaits.
We've only got one instance of curing serious wounds. I'll use that one.
This place is just too darn creepy. I really want out of here.
Okay, we'll play it by ear. He does have a potion. A couple of potions. So we have the key
On my honor.
that was mentioned by the Dryads, so
It shall be.
using said key to try out the portals that we've seen. The first one being here, the second one being down here. So we're going to see now what that key does. Does it indeed allow us to use a portal, and if so, where does that portal, or portals, take us? It appeared Imoen didn't get a good night's sleep. She woke in the night and busied herself, rustling through scrolls and rifling through pages in her spellbook whilst constantly muttering. Arranging spells in such a way is wrought with peril. She mistakenly thinks she has already learnt Flame Arrow.
Yes.
Maybe she will realise when she is more clear-headed.
So there is sanity in all this madness. If you are not in league with the evil that dwells in this unholy place, Yoshimo begs your assistance.
Okay, so we have been teleported elsewhere to a new area, rather violently apparently, and upon finding ourselves in this new area, we are approached by somebody we haven't seen before. Somebody asking for our assistance. A fair line easily used by servants of the wizard themselves. We have been imprisoned and worse, and given many reasons to distrust strangers we encounter. I share your sentiments. I have seen much here that has disturbed me. I myself am a warrior with no evil intentions. Please, I would welcome any assistance you might offer. Well, we're not giving him anything that we've got in our possession. Just trying to weigh up the situation. Asking how he came to be here. It is actually quite embarrassing. My profession does not leave itself open to those who are not wary. Yet somehow I was caught unaware. I came to Athkatla years ago from Karatur to seek my fortune. At some point, I went to bed in my room at the Copper Coronet, and I awoke in a strange room with a very sore head. I do not know how long I was there before awaking. Athkatla. asking if that's where he thinks we are now. I am unsure. I may have been drugged when I was brought here. I may have been unconscious. Either way, I do not know how long. If it was the former, this place could be anywhere. If it was the latter, then I don't imagine that I could have travelled very far without noticing. Then you too know the hardship of being sent into the maze like a helpless hamster. We are comrades in peril. Boo asks what purpose we do next, little man. I do not know a way to escape this place. Perhaps we could search for this exit together? Okay, well, we certainly need to be very, very wary. But, as with Minsk, not usually the type of person that Godan perhaps might have around, but ultimately, whilst we are still trapped in here, any assistance, anybody that may be able to be pushed in front of us to sacrifice themselves for our escape, are most welcome. But seeing what else we can glean from him in terms of information, asking more questions. Yeah, he mentioned aid. What aid does he need? Okay, he's talking about just joining us. Okay. Allowing him to join the party. Tasking Jaheira to keep a close eye on him, though. Okay, so he's telling us a couple of things that he has discovered about this place that may help us to escape. In the next chamber beyond the one in which we stand, 4 portals lie. Each of these portals releases a little cackling fiend which tries to kill me. Sounds like Mephits. So 4 portals of Mephits. These little beasties keep coming in through the portals. Perhaps if the portals are destroyed, one could defeat the beasts that have already come through. Shortly beyond that chamber there is a hallway that contains several wands mounted in pedestals. They blast all that walk before them. I've noticed that each wand is locked into the pedestal and could be removed if one had the proper key. I know not where these keys are. Let us begin. Right. So here's a short bow and a katana. Level 10 bounty hunter with thieving abilities.
What is my task?
Okay, so sounds like we have 2 elemental keys. It sounds like we need 4 elemental keys rather than just the 2, either to disable the portals of Mephits or in fact to remove the wands, the elemental wands that lie in the room beyond that. So it could well mean that there are 2 keys outstanding. So before we advance any further, we need to check out everything else that we possibly can to see if there are any more elemental keys that we can collect before moving through this door.
On my honor. Yes, consider it done.
So the first
My task. I will do my best.
The first place to check would be the other portal that we know about. Yoshimo takes it upon himself to chat away as the group make their way to try out the portal key. He claims to be a well-known and highly respected bounty hunter, not to mention a hit with the ladies. Ugh, if Godan, nor Imoen for that matter, have heard of him, just how famous can he be? And a hit with the ladies. Perhaps those ladies that are afflicted by a blindness spell, no doubt cast by a mage companion and partner in crime. Jaheira seems quite taken with his bubbly personality, however. But already it is grating on Godan. They are captured and trying to escape a deadly dungeon. This is not the time for such nonsense.
On my honor.
Be doubly careful. I'm sure all manner of
What you
stupid
want?
mousetraps await our toes
Gotcha.
in the dark.
Okay, so we appear to have come to exactly the same place.
Yes? What is my task? Yes.
Oh, and it's just brought us back here. Okay, so both portals lead to the same point, which is the point in which we are able to move further forward. But as I said, we need to explore every area that we haven't to see if there's any more keys. There is a locked portal here.
Very well.
And that might have something to do with the statue that we have, the air elemental statue, which may be used to unlock that door. Will it? Well, you'll have to find out next time, because we're pretty much at the half an hour mark. So yes, we haven't got a great deal done in today's session, bit of inventory management and whatnot, but hey ho, it's the nature of the beast, isn't it? But in the next session we shall step through this locked portal door, hopefully, if it opens, and if it does, we'll see what lies beyond. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Done.
Aha! Indeed, it did open the door. Right, we don't, and it's expended the statue. Right. So, yes, in the next session we shall see what lies beyond yonder door. But until then, see you soon.